and welcome to ET Live. Today we're going to be discussing all about Jessica Jones Season 2. I'm Leanne Aguilera.
I'm Ash Crossan. We've given you about a week to watch the season.
I hope you did your homework.
And we are live.
Yes.
Basically what we wanted to do is just kind of have a discussion with you rather than tell you every single thing that happened. We want to talk about it.
Exactly.
Talk out our feelings.
You guys have just watched it. We've just watched it. There's no need to recap the whole season. We want to hear from you. So leave us your questions, your comments, your concerns.
If you agree with us, great. If you disagree with us, honestly, even
better. We want to hear from you. We're going to be getting all of your questions and comments on here. And I think this goes without saying, but spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
We're going to be discussing the entire of Season 2. So here we go. Right off the bat, Ash, what were your Season 2 general thoughts?
You know,
Exactly.
I really hate to say this because, you know, I like to be like happy beeps, but I really felt like it was impossible to follow up Season 1. It was lightning in a bottle. Mm-hmm. It had a great villain. What I did like about Season 2, though, I thought the character development, especially with Jessica, was really, really phenomenal. Mm-hmm. I really liked that. What did you think?
Honestly, I just felt like, as you said, Season 1 was so sensational. Kilgrave, probably the best Marvel villain of all time, was just such a dynamic kickstart to this character. This was more of her origin story, and I gotta say, it was one of the more boring origin stories in the Netflix Marvel universe, which is actually really saying something.
Yeah, I feel like this is weird to say too, in like the superhero verse, I just found it a little bit like unbelievable.
Completely, which is really hard to believe that was a storyline in this. We will be breaking down our double shots and hangovers of Season 2, which is everything that we loved and everything that we never want to see again. But let's kick things off with a little bit of a character breakdown.
Yes.
Jessica had quite the sensational season in that a lot happened, but also not that much happened at the same time.
Yeah, I think it's like the 13 episode order. There's always a solid 2.
There's always 2 or 3. Like, I love you, Netflix and Marvel shows. It is sensational, but honestly, you don't need a full 13.
Yeah.
If some seasons need 8, that's fantastic. If some are good with 10, that's great. I really think that because they stick to this 13 episode format, it really...
There's a couple things where you're like, this is stretched out, this is stretched out. But
exactly.
Like I said, I did like the... Should we go right into like the biggest spoiler of the season? Spoiler,
yes.
spoiler.
Jessica's mom.
Jessica's mom
is alive. I don't know. Okay.
Here was my problem with it. I didn't believe it the entire time. Like,
yes.
I kept waiting for them to be like...
Just kidding.
Yeah,
Not
I don't
really
know.
A mom.
It was so unbelievable to me.
Yes, and I understand... when you're talking about a character who's been experimented on as a child, that's already a little bit far-fetched. That's how she got her powers. But the fact that her mom was also experimented on and is a super version of her... Mm-hmm. And now they're this mother-daughter duo of power people. I just did not really enjoy it. And I also found that although the actress who played her mom, which is a different actress than in Season 1, because they wanted to throw people off.
Yeah.
And of course she went through tons of surgery and she was badly burned and all of that. I felt like that actress was fine, but I never was ever rooting for her. She never completely won me over.
Right. I think there's the side effect where she has these like rage issues.
Yeah.
That kind of took me away from sympathizing for her.
Completely.
And it just felt like, I mean, I know this is kind of the whole point was like, Jessica's like, you're not my mom, you're not my mom. Mm-hmm. But I also felt like she wasn't Jessica's mom.
And we come to this like back and forth where Jessica wanted to kill her mom, Trish wanted to kill her mom, the police wanted to kill her mom. And in the end, massive spoiler alert, Trish is the one who pulled the trigger.
With massive, like, precision.
And aim. They're up in a Ferris wheel bucket. They're having this really nice moment. They did have a really nice final scene together.
I really liked that final scene.
I loved it. It was so great. It was harkening back to her childhood. And there's Jessica sitting there with her mom's dead body as the police are coming up. She's taking the blame for it, acting like she's the one that did the ultimate sacrifice and killed her mother for the greater good.
Right.
But honestly, what did you think about the fact that it was Trish who is the one that actually pulled the trigger?
I mean, what I really did like about it is the ending of the season where Jessica is like, you're just someone who killed my mother. Like, they're not good.
They are not in a good place at all right now.
Yeah, but it was interesting. I mean, she shot her in a Ferris wheel. I guess I was wondering, I guess I don't know the answer, if it was the Hellcat.
Because of her Hellcat aim now.
Yeah, she has like very precise aim.
But I
it
will
wasn't
agree
clear.
with you.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was dark. She just got out of the hospital. I'm assuming you're delirious. She had like just a random pistol. I was expecting a sniper rifle, but hey, good on you, Hellcat. We're getting so many amazing fan comments from you right now, so let's just take a look at some of them. Melissa says she just finished it. She loved it.
Good. I'm glad.
Felipe says it got a little boring. We
did.
agree with you.
It's like those last 2 episodes are so amazing.
Yeah.
But I think it took a long time to get there.
I will say the last 3 are where
The
I was
last
like,
3,
okay,
you're right.
here we go.
You're
here
right.
we go.
Junior,
Yeah.
season 2 is a major downgrade from season 1. Good acting, but horrible script dialogue and plot. No major villain from a comic is also a major letdown. Just an average season.
Yeah.
Yeah. The villain thing was interesting because there was no clear villain. You weren't really sure who it was. I'm still not sure who it was. Was it Jessica, like with herself?
Was it Trish, like in fighting within like
was
the
it the
familiar
mom? Was it
conflict?
Dr. Carl? I'm not really sure.
Which means it was no one.
Yeah.
And now you guys are starting to talk about Trish, which is perfect because we were just about to talk about Trish. Melissa says, Trish with power. I don't know how much I love that. And Regina echoed her thoughts saying, not sure about Patsy with powers. Let's talk about Trish a little bit this season. I feel like, although we saw a little glimpse of it in season 1, that she would be like, I would do anything to be a hero. I feel like they really amped it up this season.
She became jealous this
Yes.
season. Like she broke up with her amazingly hot, successful boyfriend.
Because she wanted his job instead of wanting to be with him.
And then she was jealous of Jessica to the point where she gets Dr. Carl to operate on her, nearly killing her.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It was, she was a little irritating.
I feel like Trish's superpower this season was narcissism.
Yeah.
She really
that is a good line.
Thank you. I really just feel like her entire superpower was just like, you have powers, I should have powers.
But I have to say.
You have Malcolm, I should have Malcolm.
Right. Yeah.
That was not cool.
I have faith in Trish for season 3.
Yes.
But this season, like, I feel like the journey to get there was a little frustrating.
It was extremely frustrating. Regina says, yeah, not happy. Trish was the one who killed her mom. We completely agree. Madeline says, do you know anything about season 3? Are there gonna be new characters? Madeline, we don't know too much about season 3, but given the fact that they killed off so many characters in season 2, I'm gonna assume they need some new series regular roles to fill. But can we just rejoice really quick the fact that Will Simpson
I knew you were gonna say
died?
that.
I'm so excited. I'm never upset over someone's death, but this is a fictional character and he was the worst. So,
can I say we called that in our last video?
Yeah. We did a season 2 premiere episode react, and pretty much all of our points were spot on. So props to you. Let's talk a little bit about Hogarth this season.
Oh my gosh.
Ash is not a fan of Hogarth.
I was not.
Yes.
Let me say I was not.
Okay.
This season humanized her.
Yeah.
A lot in a really, really sad and heartbreaking way. She's diagnosed with ALS in this season. But on top of all of that, she is so desperate to find kind of I want to say the cure, because at one point she wanted to take her own life. She wanted to take her own life. Quick and easy, be done. She didn't want to suffer.
Exactly.
And then she meets this woman, Inez, who was a nurse at the IGH lab, who says, there was another patient who healed people, and she puts all her faith in this.
All her faith into these 2 random people. It actually was a really big turning point for Hogarth, who usually has her walls up like that. So I actually, as soon as she let these 2 random people into her apartment, I was like, girl, is that a good idea?
Yeah, and she was super trusting, and then it was a complete con.
Total hoax.
And the moment she walks into her apartment and realizes that they have just stripped everything she's owned.
This moment right here was so gut-wrenching because we knew that Dr. Carl had told Jessica there was no healer.
Yeah, and I was still trying to piece together at this moment exactly.
I wasn't anticipating that they were going to literally take all of her material things.
Yeah, and just her reaction to it, and she just completely breaks down. I don't know. It was one of the few moments of this season, I'd hate to say, one of the few moments that I got really emotional watching it. Like I thought this moment was really hard to watch.
You would think that we would have gotten more emotional over the Jess and her mother scenes.
Nope.
But Hogarth losing all her stuff.
That was so sad. That was so sad.
I think it was mostly just that we saw that she finally trusted someone and she had been through so much, and to have, it was mostly just that trust was stolen from her. She didn't care about the material things, even though all those Birkin bags, oh my God.
Yeah, but then she, gets like pretty solid revenge on those people.
She does. What did you guys think of her revenge on the two people? Was it too far? Should she have done more? I was curious about that because I thought it was really well played.
I kind of found myself rooting for her in that moment, as messed up as that sounds. But yeah, I liked it.
She was like, because I thought she was going to kill them with the gun, and then, oh no.
Oh no, she had a whole plan to take herself out of the equation, keep her hands clean, and still get her revenge.
And by the end of the season, she's now working with Malcolm. So let's start talking all about Malcolm. Let's digress. There's so many great comments.
Yeah, Regina says, can't wait to see where Malcolm goes in season 3 with Price and their shadiness. Because Malcolm, he has these like really quick arcs that keep happening. Like, like his season 1 arc was so all over the place. And now in season 2, he's like, goes from being the kid brother, hooking up with Trish, to being like...
super betrayed by everyone.
Yeah. Getting a haircut.
Which... as soon as he was shaving his head, I was like, no. And then he shaved it, and I was like, all right, still great.
It's like, he looks handsome. But now he's kind of like an adversary of Jessica's.
Yes, yes. Melissa says, yeah, I think that Price is going to get Malcolm to hurt Jessica. I don't think that he would ever do that. I feel like his loyalty to her is still strong and is still there.
Yeah, I don't know. What did you think of Price?
I really could not. I
just
have
felt
no
like
opinion either way.
Yeah,
I was going to say I couldn't stand him, but really I just didn't. He didn't get enough character development, in my opinion, to make me care one way or the other about him.
Because he did a lot, but I kind of felt like at some points he was like a puzzle piece that we were trying to shove into the puzzle. It didn't fit.
Here's a new character because we need one.
Yeah. But I'm interested to see what happens to him next.
Yeah.
Because he's...
Oh, and Sarah, you enjoyed the revenge. You said the revenge was awesome.
Yes.
So good to know that we're on the same page of that.
Very into it.
But what did you think of Malcolm and Trish hooking up?
Oh, I think it was really hard for me to wrap my head around because Jessica was always like, Malcolm, you're my like kid brother, essentially.
And Trish is her sister.
And then all of a sudden they're hooking up and I'm like, they don't actually like each other.
I would have enjoyed it more had Trish not been on her Will Simpson inhaler addiction kick.
Right.
It did add that extra layer. I found the scene where Trish was trying to convince Malcolm to take the inhaler to fix himself really haunting and really disturbing.
I found that scene disturbing too. Because she was essentially...
like trying to get him hooked on something. And then he just turns and books it. He just runs away.
Good for him.
I know.
Because that could have been...
that could have been really bad. The next thing you know, like they're going to be sitting there fighting over the inhaler, and when it runs out, one would probably kill the other.
Oh, I was so happy when it ran out.
Yeah.
It's like, thank God.
That storyline's done. We're getting more and more of your comments right now, and I think that we should talk about our double shots and hangovers.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, guys. So basically, here's how it goes. Double shots are the things that we, loved.
Give us more.
Give us more of it. Hangovers are self-explanatory.
We don't want one ever again.
Exactly. I've got to talk about it because we haven't talked about it yet. My double shot of season 2 of Jessica Jones, Kilgrave's return.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I thought that episode 11 was the episode that I finally was like, yes, this is the show that I've missed. Having David Tennant come back as that character, even though he wasn't really there, he was a figment of Jessica's imagination as she's dealing with this PTSD of having committed her second murder, was just so amazing. I know you felt the same.
Yeah, I didn't like it at first.
Really?
Because I felt like he was brought back as this like comedic relief at first. Like they walk into the apartment and she's like, you're not really here. And he's like, well, neither's Carl.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is funny, but like, aren't you like a rapist? Like, we're not.
Well, he's an awful character, but that was the thing. But then he's so multidimensional in the first season.
Yeah, and he is like, it's funny, but like as the episode goes on, she starts to face him in a way where I'm like, okay, this is good.
Yeah.
Because at first it was like devil on your shoulder, comedic relief.
Totally.
But then he really is like kind of haunting her, and I really, really liked that episode a lot.
What did you think? So obviously Kilgrave came back because of the fact that Jessica's now dealing with this inner turmoil that she killed a prison guard who was tormenting her mom. She covered up the murder. And this was really something where we saw her not being able to process the fact that she willingly took this man's life and made it look like a suicide.
Right. I mean, we've talked about this in a previous video, but I really like when a superhero cannot handle the fact, like, I think a lot of times we see these villains die and then everyone's just like, all right, next mission.
Yeah.
And I really liked watching her kind of struggle with that.
Yeah.
And I think it's like the only, I guess we've seen Batman do that.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't kill anybody, but I just feel like a lot of times when the bad guy dies, we just move on.
Completely.
And I really like that has an effect on her.
It has an effect on her, someone who always has her wall up. My other teeny tiny double shot of the season was the little glimpse that we got of Hellcat in the season 2 finale. So we see Trish, she's leaving Jessica's apartment. They are not on good terms at all.
No.
And she goes and drops her phone, and check out this moment, catches it on her foot.
Don't we all wish we could do that?
Seriously, because
all of us with our shattered phones.
With their shattered phones, or it would have slipped down in between the elevator shaft, and then it's gone for good. What did you think about that tiny glimpse of Hellcat, knowing that the Dr. Carl experiment worked in some way? It makes me finish.
Yeah, it definitely makes me wonder what's coming for next season, because Jessica and her are not on good terms. Like, are they gonna
be a villain? Be opposing
Are they going to be opposing forces next season? Are they going to team up?
I like this.
But I like the idea of them facing off.
I would love to see a face-off. That would be incredible.
I think that would make...
Shout it out in the comments if you guys agree. And who do you think would win? Ooh. What are your double shots of this season?
Oh, my favorite thing was Jessica's relationship with Oscar.
And we did not think we were going to like him.
No, I didn't think I was going to like him at all. And then there's a moment where Jessica's like really down on herself, and she goes to leave her apartment, and he calls her and he tries to be there for her, and she's like, no, I'm going out.
Yeah.
And she starts to walk out, and he meets her. Here it is. Yeah, he meets her at the bottom of the elevator, and it just holds her. And I'm like, oh my God. He loves her so much. They also have sex and paint. Do you remember that moment?
Yeah, that was good. And then he paints her that really beautiful thing. At first, she's like, you've been watching me sleep. And I was like, oh, he made that. That was
he
really
loves
beautiful.
her so much. And this could be her new family. And also his son. There's a moment.
There was a moment, though, at first where I didn't like her son.
No, but there's a moment where he says he made a new shield for Captain America. Because he needs a shield. Get that man a shield. He's got it. He made it. So adorable.
I love you and your Marvel love. As much as I don't want to talk about the worst parts of season 2, because I feel like that's all we've been doing, let's get even more into it. My hangover for season 2 was Trish's erratic behavior. She was all over the place. We got to see her as Patsy trying to get answers for Jessica, which I feel like the intentions were good at that point. But then seeing her go through this downward spiral and seeing the fact that she was just the most selfish character of the show was really difficult to watch.
Yeah.
It just seemed like every episode I was yelling at the screen, what is wrong with you?
Right. It's one of those things where you kept feeling like this is going to build up to something good, this is going to build up to something good, and then it just Trish kept letting me down.
She really did, especially when she knocked Malcolm out and put him in the trunk.
I mean, we watched this woman relapse after 10 years.
Yeah. The flashback episode.
Yes.
That was a great episode. Okay, that was a shining star in the midst of a really bad couple episodes.
I did love that episode.
I loved that episode, and how we got to learn more about how Jessica and Trish related when Trish was in that time of addiction. I thought it was a really great moment. Oh, yay. I'm remembering. There were some gems this season. They were just few and far between.
We had to get to them.
Yes.
But there were many. But in that episode, we also learned, this is my hangover.
All right.
Trish's mom kills Jessica's boyfriend and was like kind of trying to reconnect with her.
Yeah.
And follow her around.
Yeah, no.
She like gives her a tampon at one point. That was like such a weird scene to me.
But also
she's like, I'm being your mother.
But you know how that there was like a girl in that writer's room who was like, you know what brings girls closer together? Sharing tampons in the bathroom.
I mean, she's not wrong. But
we're getting more and more comments from you guys right now.
Trish went too far.
Melissa agrees. I love Oscar.
Andrew says, woo, double shots, which I think Andrew just likes taking shots.
Sorry to disappoint you though, Andrew. This beautiful concoction right here is apple juice and Diet Coke, because we're still working. Christy.
They can't stay mad at each other. They need to team up, but Jessica would totally win if they fought. I have a feeling they're going to like face off in season 3.
I think that they're going to face off in season 3. I think the first time Trish is going to beat her, and then they're going to do it again, and then Jessica's going to beat her, and then they decide they should be besties. Again.
Throw your theories out there.
I'm doing it. You guys tell us your theories. Andrew said, I love how we got to see more of Jessica's past family experiences. What did you think of Dorothy this season? We got more Dorothy than ever. I don't like that they kept trying to humanize her.
I don't trust her. There were moments where, you kind of see the human in her.
Yeah.
But she was still like, even when Trish was almost dying, she still went and did press.
I loved that the journalist manipulated her in that way and was like, take back the story. Because that's something that in this industry they say all the time as like a way to convince someone to do it. But it takes a really dumb manager to actually fall for that line.
Yeah.
So for her to
I feel like
just
she's
be
smarter than that.
I feel like she was smarter than that. Like, come on, momager, be better.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought that as we were discussing it, there were some nice little nuggets that were hidden in season 2 that I really appreciated. But as an arc, not my favorite.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like we said, I just felt like it was just a few episodes too long, but there were some really great moments. I thought Jessica's complete arc was amazing.
Yes.
Like her complete development and like getting to know more of that backstory, which I know we were kind of craving.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole thing with like the college boyfriend was super interesting. It was like how she got her leather jacket, which was kind of weird.
Also, it's not the same leather jacket from season 1, so nice of you to try and plant that little seed, but it would have been better had it been the exact same jacket, because I went back and checked, because we like jackets.
We like jackets.
We like jackets.
We're wearing them.
But I did love the fact that they kept referencing the raft.
Yes.
Because that was a nice Marvel Easter egg. And you made a great point in an earlier video. This is one of the first times that they've said Captain America's name. Normally they say the big green guy.
Right.
And so they're really integrating themselves more and more into the Marvel cinematic universe.
Right. Yeah. The kid straight up makes Captain America. That was so cute to me. He made him a shield. That's so cute.
Well, we are running out of time right now, but we really appreciate you guys sitting down and letting us discuss all of our season 2 thoughts with you. And we loved hearing all of yours as well.
Yeah, we're still processing, so
Yes.
you guys are welcome to keep commenting.
Keep hitting the comments, or you can tweet with us as well, because we are still thinking all about it, and we want to hear your thoughts.
Still thinking what's going to happen in season 3.
Yeah, and then we might check back with you guys as we get more and more information about season 3 and break down our latest theories once all of this information has digested.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in right now.
We're going to drink this apple juice and Diet Coke.
Yeah. Oh God, no, we're not. Cheers, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching.